Hey everyone, we are back with the fifth day discussion on Karnataka SET. Tomorrow is your exam. Wish you all the very best, everyone. I'm sure that a lot of things that you have studied will help you in the exam. Don't worry. Right after this life, go to bed, sleep well, and get ready early. Remember to take all your things, ID card and hall ticket and everything. Ankita, what are your tips?
Yes.
Do you have
Yeah,
any
have
advice?
a proper sleep before your exam. Stay hydrated because you should carry a water bottle, transparent water bottle that comes very handy during your exam, and follow all the guidelines and try to stay calm because don't hurry. Don't hurry when you are reading the questions. Please read each and every word very carefully so that you shouldn't feel like after that, okay, I read that question wrong. Don't do that. Read the questions carefully, go through the options carefully, and then choose your answer and try to stay calm and revise properly after you're done. I think that it's gonna be great.
Yes, you're right. And also, if you read once carefully, you can avoid reading several times. If you find a difficult question right at the beginning, remember they are trying to stress you out. Don't be stressed. You tell yourself immediately, okay, all the other questions will be easy. I will know. I will answer. Be confident. And remember, everything is there in your subconscious mind. Don't get worried. Very good. So here we go. The Quintessence of Ibsenism is an essay written in 1891 by Dash, providing an extended analysis of the works of the Norwegian playwright Henrik Ibsen. Henrik Ibsen was a Norwegian playwright. Who wrote Quintessence of Ibsenism, Ankita?
It was written by G.B. Shaw.
Yes, Quintessence of Ibsenism is by G.B. Shaw. And also, guys, Henry James also was associated with Ibsen. He helped to prepare Ibsen's plays for publication in Europe. And also, G.B. Shaw's Candida is based on Doll's House and Nora, the character. The preface to which work? Oh, this is Joseph Conrad. All the works are Joseph Conrad's works. The preface to which work by Joseph Conrad is considered the manifesto of literary modernism. There is impressionism here in this work. Is it Nigger of the Narcissus, Heart of Darkness, Nostromo, or Lord Jim? You might know that Narcissus is a ship. There is James Waite, a nigger. Nigger is a bad word, but he's using it several times in Heart of Darkness and this novel. It is that novel, Nigger of Narcissus, that is the manifesto of literary modernism. It has impressionism. Right. Ankita, your turn.
Yes. Okay. So, who among the following is famously known as bell hooks? So, this writer used the pseudonym bell hooks. So, what was her original name? Gloria Anzaldúa, Gloria Jean Watkins, Anne Rice, or Nora Roberts? What was the original name of bell hooks?
Gloria Anzaldúa is a Chicano writer. She was invalid also, disabled woman, and she was a feminist and post-colonial writer. She wrote Borderlands, La Frontera, the New Mestiza. She is a very important figure in feminism and post-colonialism. Gloria Jean Watkins is bell hooks. She has written a lot of important works, starting from Ain't I a Woman, you might know, Teaching to Transgress. It is about liberationist pedagogy. You should look up bell hooks' works. They might ask you. Okay? So they are very important, both of them. To which genre does Milton's Samson Agonistes belong to? Belong to two times came, sorry. Is it tragedy, masque, epic, or sonnet? Remember, Samson Agonistes is modeled on Greek tragedy. It is a closet drama which is full of monologues and dialogues, and it is called a dramatic poem. Samson Agonistes. Agonistes means wrestler or champion. There are some important characters like Manoah, his father. Delilah, the woman who loves him, who is cutting off Samson's hair to prevent him from realizing his strength. Harafa, one giant, etc. The last part of Samson against us shows catharsis. Ankita, your turn.
In which novel among the following do we see Patrick Lewis, who arrives in Toronto in the 1920s and earns his living searching for a vanished millionaire and tunneling beneath Lake Ontario? Coming Through Slaughter, In the Skin of a Lion, The Cat's Table, or Anil's Ghost. So all of these are novels of Michael Ondaatje. And in one of these novels, we find the character Patrick Lewis.
Anil's Ghost is about Anil Tissera, a woman, and Sharath Diyasena. They are getting a dead body. They are trying to find out the truth of that dead body. That is why it is called Anil's Ghost. Definitely that is not the one. Cat's Table is about Michael, a 10-year-old boy who is traveling in a ship. That is also certainly not. Coming Through Slaughter is about Buddy Bolden, a jazz player. It must be In the Skin of a Lion. Isn't it, Ankita?
Yes, it is In the Skin of a Lion.
Good. In the Skin of a Lion. The Nutmeg's Curse, Parables for a Planet in Crisis. This is by a very important writer who has written about climate change, about the importance of plants and trading in colonialism, natural habitat and plants and products, natural products and trade, colonial trade. He has written a trilogy on that, Opium Trilogy. It must be Amitav Ghosh. It is not Amit Chaudhary. It is not Romila Thapar. It is not Ashish Nandi. It is Amitav Ghosh. Ankita, what is the famous essay that he wrote about climate change?
The Great Derangement?
The Great Derangement. Correct. The Nutmeg's Curse is also there. He has written a lot about climate change of late. Ankita, can you read?
Which statement among the following is wrong about Ulysses by James Joyce? Ulysses chronicles the appointments of Leopold Bloom in Dublin on an ordinary day, 16th June 1904. The book begins at 8 in the morning in a Martello tower. Ulysses was excerpted in the Little Review in 1918-20, at which time further publication of the book was banned. And lastly, the first episode of this novel is known as Penelope. So which statement among these four is wrong about Ulysses?
Ulysses does talk about the Jewish advertising agent Leopold Bloom. And he's traveling through Dublin on one ordinary day. He's a very ordinary man. He has a very lot of vulgar activities. He's not a hero. And he's finally meeting with Stephen Daedalus, who used to live in Martello Tower, but he's leaving his friends, Haynes and Buck Mulligan, and he's in search of a father figure. That is the main thing that happens in the novel. And it is all throughout the day, set throughout the day, starting from 8 in the morning, ending at 2 or 3 a.m. in the next day morning. Ulysses was serially published in the Little Review, and Little Review got in trouble for it, correct? The first episode of the novel is not it's not Penelope, it is Telemachiad. When Telemachus or Stephen Daedalus is going in search of a father figure or Ulysses. So from Martello Tower, Stephen Daedalus, who is a school teacher, is going out. And finally, at the end of the day, he is meeting with Leopold Bloom. So that is Telemachiad. Telemachiad, Nostos, or the return, Odyssey. Telemachiad, Odyssey, and Nostos, or the return. These are the three parts of Ulysses. Okay. So that is the answer. The first episode is Telemachiad, not Penelope. Ankita?
Okay. So which ode among the following begins thus? O goddess, hear this tuneless numbers rung, by sweet enforcement and remembrance dear, and pardon that their secrets should be sung. So which ode is this? Ode on indolence, ode to psyche, ode on melancholy, or none of the above?
It is in Ode to Psyche that is addressing a goddess. It is the mortal woman, the human woman who was in love with Cupid. That must be the answer.
Yes.
Recently, they asked about Psyche, asking whether she is mortal woman or immortal woman or what woman.
Yeah.
Oh, his handwriting.
Mm.
Ankita, please.
In which poem of Andrew Marvell among
Ayyo,
the
sorry.
in which poem of Andrew Marvell among the following we find the curmudgeonly but lyrical speaker who rejects the human civilization in favor of the solitary pleasures of a green garden? So, which poem is this? The Garden, the Moa's Song, To His Coy Mistress, or none?
Curmudgeonly, like that big word sometimes will come in net. That is why we
Yes.
put it, don't worry about it. It is the solitary pleasures of a green garden. Such a nature theme is usually not there in metaphysical poets. But in this poem, The Garden, it is there by Andrew Marvell. In the opening of Dickens's Bleak House, what weather phenomenon is used to symbolize the bleakness of the situation? Rain, wind, fog, or hailstones. And look at the publication, it was in a blue-green color that he published his works. What do you think, Ankita? What is the answer?
It is a fog.
It is fog. Michael Ma's term, lately over, like that it begins.
And
And
here we can
added
see fog everywhere, fog up the river. Yes.
fog everywhere. See, you can see that here. Ankita.
The Prison House of Language, a critical account of structuralism and Russian formalism. It is a work which discusses the relationship between the synchronic methods of Caesarean linguistics and the realities of time and history. Who wrote this work? Roman Jakobson, Frederick Jameson, Claude Lévi-Strauss, or Louis Althusser?
His picture is given here. This is not Roman Jakobson. This is not Louis Althusser. This is not Claude Lévi-Strauss. This is Frederick Jameson. What do the following writers have in common? Thomas Kidd, Cyril Tourneur, John Webster, Thomas Middleton. Ankita, can you read the options and tell the answer?
Yes. So, what was the common factor among them? They were all authors of restoration comedy. They were all university wits. They all wrote revenge tragedies, or they were all followers of Ben Jonson. What was the uniting factor among these four writers?
Thomas Middleton was not a university wit. None of them wrote restoration comedies. I think they all wrote revenge tragedies.
Yes, right.
Hey, dear friends, I want to tell you one thing. Many of you want conversation practice in English. I'm starting a small experiment when for 1 hour, for a small group of people, I will do conversation practice with them in a structured professional manner. So if you are struggling with language, feel free to join. It is monthly subscription. And also if you join with 250 rupees, you can decide whether it works out well or not and then decide whether to continue. Monthly subscription, and I will give you material also. I will give you support in different ways and a lot of individual attention. We want only a small group. So if you're interested, please also watch our, language podcasts. They're interesting, even though they're not very hi-fi, very simple. If you keep on watching them, you will improve your language. This is scientific. I'm using a scientific technique here. So if you're interested in the language course, I will post the link in the description later. Thank you. Let us continue. Ankita?
So it's a PYQ. Okay. So Wordsworth argues that there is no essential difference between dash, comedy and tragedy, epic and novel, romantic poetry and classical poetry, or the language of prose and metrical composition. So according to Wordsworth, which two things actually had no such difference between them?
Remember, everybody, in the new classical period, they exalted the language of poetry as very high. Language of poetry should not be ordinary language. They used poetic diction, a lot of stylization, like ellipsis, circumlocution, like that, many techniques they used. Against that, Wordsworth said there is essentially no difference between the language of prose and the language of poetry. The language of poetry could be simple, everyday language. That is the answer. Ankita.
Love letters between a nobleman and his sister. It's a 3-volume roman clef by Dash, playing with the events of the Monmouth Rebellion and exploring the genre of the epistolary novel. So, who wrote this work? Eliza Haywood, Aphra Behn, Delarivier Manley, or none of the above?
A Romanaclair is a novel that has real life connections. It shows real life situations. And this novel is based on real historical events like Monmouth Rebellion. It is written by Aphra Behn. Eliza Haywood, Aphra Behn, and Delarivier Manley formed a trio of women writers at that time. Aphra Behn also wrote Urunoko and many other works, The Fair Jilt, The Rover, etc. Love letters between a nobleman and his sister also. Which novelist among the following was born, he lived in, and wrote about the industrial north of England? Industrial north. Is it Charles Dickens, George Eliot, Elizabeth Gaskell, or William Makepeace Thackeray? What do you think is the answer, Ankita?
It is Elizabeth Gaskell, who
It is
wrote
not a he.
extensively about the industrial north.
Easy to guess because she wrote North and South also. North and South is about the northern industrial towns and the southern agrarian towns. She wrote about industrial revolution and the working class. Her Condition of England novels are important. What are the other works by Elizabeth Gaskell, Ankita?
Mary Barton, A Tale of Manchester Life,
That is the Condition of
Cranford,
England novel. Yeah.
Cranford, Ruth, Wives and Daughters.
Very good. This novel tells the story of Geoffrey Firmin, an alcoholic British consul in the Mexican city of, oh my God, I should have let Ankita read it.
Well,
Cuauhnac. It's a Mexican city called Cuauhnac. Okay. Since no Mexicans are listening to me or Spanish people are listening to me, I can be proud of my pronunciation. This is set on the Day of the Dead. They often ask about this question. They have asked about this question very much. It is Under the Volcano by Malcolm Lowry. Under the Volcano by Malcolm Lowry. J.G. Farrell's Alexandria Quartet. No, Bhavani Junction. What did J.G. Empire Trilogy.
Empire Trilogy.
Then John Masters wrote Bhavani, about Bhavani, Bhavani Junction, Night Runners of Bengal. J.G. Farrell wrote The Lung. And all these are very important colonial works by British people about India and Asia. Robert Lovelace is the villain. Richard Lovelace is the Cavalier poet. Robert Lovelace is in which novel? He rapes the protagonist woman and she is going mad and she is dying. Because she does not marry the rapist, everybody is happy. She dies like a true Christian. It is. Tell us the answer, Ankita. YouTubers know.
It is Clarissa.
Clarissa. Very good. By Samuel Richardson. Pamela, Clarissa, Sir Charles Grandison. These are the 3 epistolary novels by Samuel Richardson. Ankita, your turn.
Which of the following works by Samuel Beckett is not a drama? Crab's Last Tape, Malone Dies, Waiting for Godot, Endgame. One of these works is it's a novel. It's not a drama. So which work is that?
Okay. Crab's Last Tape is a 1-act play. He wrote only 3 major full-length plays. They are Waiting for Godot, Endgame, and Happy Days. Molloy, Malone Dies, and the Unnameable. These are a trilogy of novels. Okay, good. Malone Dies is a novel. Gita?
Who among the following is known for his interpretation of Hamlet's character from a Freudian point of view? A. Brill, Ernest Jones, Ethel Lucas, or Edna Kenton, who wrote a work
I
on
will tell you
Hamlet.
something.
Yeah.
This man was the president of the International Phonetic Association, and he expelled Jacques Lacan from there for presenting his paper called Mirror Stage. Because Jacques Lacan is going against Freud, and this man thought that, oh my God, this is absolutely wrong. He expelled Lacan. It is Ernst Jones. Choose the wrongly matched pair. Waverley. Is it subtitled "'Tis 60 Years Since"? Animal Farm. Is it subtitled "A Fairy Story"? Philaster. Is it subtitled "Love Lies a Bleeding"? I think all these are correct. And when we typed, we forgot to give capitals for this. That itself is a giveaway. Roxana is not the wealthy mistress. It is the fortunate mistress. Ankita.
Which among the following is the format of citing bibliography in research? PAA, e-journal, OPAC, or APA?
APA is not generally used by English literature people, but when you publish in international journals, you have to follow APA style. Otherwise, we use MLA style. APA, Chicago, MLA, these are all very important citation styles. अरे सब लोग सिम यूज करते हैं, लेकिन सिम क्या है? सब्सक्राइबर आइडेंटिटी मॉड्यूल, standard integrated module, standard identity module. It must be A or C.
It is option A, subscriber identity module.
Yes. Okay, Ankita.
International Literacy Day is celebrated on which date? September 8, October 8, November 8, or December 8?
Arey, no idea. I don't know. It is September 8th. Now I won't forget. September 8th. Ankita.
The study of interactions between organisms and environment is called what? Biology, psychology, ecology, environmental science.
The study of the interactions between organisms and environment. In biology, there is no environment. Biology is only about the organisms. It's ecology. Interactions between organisms and environment. Environmental science is not only about the interactions of organisms, it's about other things in environment also. An error in a computer program is called what? Virus, bug, fatal error, power failure. Power failure तो नहीं है. Error in a computer program is ting, 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 bug. Like an insect. Bug. So that brings us to the end of this amazing session. All the best to all the KSET warriors. You will do well. Don't worry. We are all praying for you. We are all with you. Happy exam and good night from me and Ankita.
Bye.
Bye. Let us know how you did in the exam.